see the Apollo? Oh. Y'all, I was literally raised on this strip right here, 125th Street. It's crazy how different it looks. This used to be Duane Reade. This used to be Duane Reade, and all the schools I went to was down this side. So I would walk up this strip after school. You know, a bunch of people just walking from after school, and I had so many fights on these strips. I had a fight in front of the post office. I had a fight in front of that McDonald's. I had a fight on Amsterdam. I had so many fights around this area. So many fights. It's crazy. Back to what I was saying. I had a fight on this block. There used to be a Chinese store right there. I had a fight on this block. There used to be an African restaurant. I had a fight on this block. Y'all, my upbringing in Harlem was really, really hard. Really, really hard. Which is why as soon as I had my son, I told my husband, there's no way I am raising my child in New York City. Because it was just really, really hard. An African girl in Harlem in the 90s. Yeah. They wasn't as accepting of us as they are now, okay? Even though, like, I never had an accent. I was always drippy. I felt like that was the problem. But anyway, happy Sunday. I learned how to drive from Jose's driving school. That used to be right there. It's not there no more. That McDonald's used to be right here. They moved that. I don't know what this is. But anyway, we are on our way to Jersey. I had to come bring my kids. My mom's in New York. Because today we are packing up my house. I'm selling the Airbnb. It's been a long time coming. A lot of reasons. We're in April. I listed my house back in January, so I've been doing this, you know, for a few months now. Listed the property a few months ago. A lot of reasons why I decided to do this. First off, it was the first property, and I learned a lot from this property. Made a lot of money from this property. It was good, but then once I did the cash out refinance, I wasn't really good on reading the paperwork. So I'm gonna break down those mortgage payments. But you guys know, once they raised my mortgage, I was like, okay, it's time for me to think about my exit strategy. So that's why anytime you guys get into real estate, always think about the exit strategy. Like, what's plan B? What's plan C? What are you gonna do if things don't work out the way they're gonna work out? Now, once I started my Airbnb, it wasn't the peak of Airbnb, but it was like in that time frame. You put the address in? It was in that time frame, and I was making bank, y'all. Y'all know, go watch the videos. But now there has been a decline in Airbnb bookings. And then I feel like the Airbnbs that are still thriving are Airbnbs that are in great locations. Airbnbs that are in great locations. Those are the ones that are still thriving. You get what I'm saying? Make a look here. So the fact that mine is still in the hood, I'm doing okay. But when I'm unable to make those mortgage payments, or like even make a profit on top of the mortgage payments, that's a problem. And that's when you need to start thinking about your exit strategy. Of course, I could have made it a rental. Probably got my mortgage, as you guys know, went up to $1,500. It was $1,657, but I was able to get them to spread the escrow out for a further time period from 12 months to 24 months, which brought the payment down. But when you look at my payment that I'm making now of $1,494, $86 is going towards the principal. We can't normalize that. Like, in the US, that shit is normalized. $86 out of $1,500 is what is going towards my principal. When the fuck am I ever gonna pay this shit off? Especially if I plan on doing the BRRRR system after BRRRR after BRRRR after BRRRR after BRRRR. At the end of the day, I can't just keep throwing money away, giving it to the government for them to go fucking fund a genocide. Like, you gotta think about that stuff. That money could be coming, the more of that money needs to come in my pockets, okay? I'm the one with all the risk. Can you close the window? And I didn't want to have a tenant come in there Tenant's probably gonna pay $2,000. After insurance and everything, I'm probably gonna be cash flowing like $300. And then you're okay for 2, 3, 4 months, and then something happens and you need to go fix something, and the cash flow that you saved for those months is now all gone. Like, this is not a business that you're gonna get rich quick, but I have certain goals, and this ain't it. And all the stories I'm seeing of squatters, New Jersey, I don't really think is a landlord friendly state. I never really looked into it, but I am terrified of putting someone in my house, you know, because things happen. How many small real estate investors just lost everything during the pandemic because they were relying on their tenants to pay the mortgage, and when the tenant can't make that rental payment, the mortgage company doesn't care. They still want you, they still expect you to make those payments. So it's like, I'm not trying to put myself in certain situations over $200-$300 worth of cash flow. That's not doing nothing for my bills, not doing nothing for my lifestyle, and it's not doing anything like for real. And so there's a lot of things that went into play. So yeah, I listed my property in January, and we got a lot of offers. Now, something that I would do differently next time I list my property, I decided to not get the CO. CO is a certificate of occupancy. Now, I thought since I got the CO when I bought the house that I didn't need to do a CO now that I'm listing it. Well, COs only last 90 days. So if you're listing your property, you need to go get a new CO. And then this will put the buyer at ease, especially first-time home buyers, and especially buyers that are using an FHA loan, just because FHA guidelines are so rigorous and they're so, like, they want so much. If the house doesn't have a CO, they are not giving you a mortgage on that property. So I now know that it was a turnoff for a lot of people, but without that, we still had like 6, 7 offers. The first offer I had was an above asking offer. So I listed the property, I don't even remember the numbers because it was so long ago, but I think I listed the property at first for $240,000, and everyone that came, all the realtors was like, oh, it's priced right, it's priced great. Now, my realtor wanted us to wait until the spring season, like May, to listen. I was like, nope, I am not paying this mortgage for no more months. Like, I want to be done. And then another thing was all the Airbnb, the quality of the guests that I was getting was just people that just want to come and not pay, and, you know, just not pay. Like, they want to come and find an excuse to get a refund. And a lot of the people loved the house, but they just didn't like the location. They didn't like that 2 blocks away there was an abandoned building, and a lot of them are white, to be completely honest with you. And I guess all the blackness in the neighborhood made them uncomfortable, and I'm being completely honest. Like, this is what I gathered. Some people didn't even go in the house, or some people would come in, but they'll look for something, like that guest that put her hair in the tub, sent a picture to Airbnb, and Airbnb gave her a full refund. Now, they gave me my full refund too, so it was a loss on their end. That happened twice, but it started to happen more than often. And then the guests would say to me, oh, we hate the location, sorry, we couldn't stay. So I was just like, I'm not dealing with this. It's not worth my stress. It's not worth my mentality. And you already know, summertime, I am not in the U.S. You're going to find me anywhere but the U.S. So summertime is approaching, and the last thing I want to be doing is dealing with these people. So I'm actually looking forward to not being a host for a few months. I have another project coming up, and you already know that. But yeah, selling the house. So we're on our way. The movers are already there, actually, and we still got like an hour and 30-minute drive. So that's going to delay things, because by the time we get there, they're probably going to be almost done. But I found a moving company to disassemble the 3 beds, the sofa, pack it up, and we're going to pack up the other stuff. I'm throwing out a lot of stuff, so like all the cooking supplies, condiments in the kitchen I'm throwing out, and I'm just taking the furniture. I found a storage company that's like 5 minutes away. So I honestly, I'm not stressed out. I feel like this is going to be really easy process, and my husband's going to be meeting us in an hour. So I feel like this is an easy process. When we moved from New York to Jersey back in 2017, I told myself I will never, ever, ever in my life stress myself out like this. Like, hire a moving company, don't care how much it costs. I was so young, I didn't even know about moving companies. I think I was 26 when we bought our house, and I was handling everything. Me nor my husband knew about moving companies. I I found this moving company. They're going to disassemble all the furniture, the 3 beds, pack up the mattresses and all that, pack it into their car. They said they were going to come between the window of 11 and 1. I was wishing they come closer to like 1. Homeboys called me at 10:59 like, yeah, we're outside. And we're probably not going to get there till like 12:30. But honestly, I feel like it's easy. I bought boxes yesterday from Home Depot. So I'll see you when I get to the house. Got a lot of stuff. We're moving out. The house is almost empty. It's just trash. I have to call a trash company to come get that. There's some items here that needs to go in the truck and the thing. We're gonna save some items, but we're throwing out the majority of the items. So, y'all, I have to call the cops on the moving company. I feel like no matter how much I try to be peaceful, violence just seems to follow me. So I hired this company, first time using a moving company. They said that they're going to get there between 3 to 6. I said, that's too late. It needs to be earlier. So they said, okay. 11 to 1. I said, that's perfect. Closer to 1 would be best. They called me at 10:58 a.m. We're outside. I had to drive to New York. I read their contract and it said they really don't want kids there, and I understand. So it's either drive straight from my house, Jersey, to their house to with my kids, or drive to New York, drop my kids off, and then come. So it took me longer. But in my head, I asked the guy, and he said it's gonna take them 5 to 6 hours. He told me to list the items that they're gonna deassemble. I put the 3 beds, the sofa, the living room furniture, the TVs, the dining table, the bar and kitchen stuff in the kitchen, and the patio furniture. And I said, will you guys help me pack my items? He said, that's an additional fee. I said, okay, well, I'll just pack it myself. He said, they have boxes, but that's an additional fee. I said, it's okay, I'll bring my own boxes. But my boxes go in your truck. It takes these people 1 hour. They're done packing before I even get here. They start at 10:58 a.m. They call me like, hey, we're almost done. I'm like, yeah, I'm 9 minutes out. I get there, and the 2 rollaway beds that was supposed to go in the truck. Someone calls me like, hey, okay, well, you're just getting there, and they can't just wait for you. And I'm like, you told me 5 to 6 hours. He was like, well, that's the estimate. I could have said 10 hours, but you told me 5 to 6 hours. So in my head, if they get there at 11 a.m., 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, I have until 4. They are allotted within 4 p.m. So if they're done within 1 hour, that doesn't have nothing to do with me. This is my first time using a moving company. I read your contract, and I'm like, he was like, well, just meet us at the storage company. And I'm like, first off, the 2 rollaway beds here, they didn't take from the closet. My husband ended up bringing them downstairs from the closet. I'm telling my husband, stop. Like, I paid these people. Don't pick up shit. So they're like, well, that's not in the contract. The furniture that you... And I'm like, those are the items that I wanted you to deassemble. That doesn't mean... What about the boxes? Like, where am I supposed to put all these boxes? He's like, how many boxes? I'm like, I don't know. But I bought 20 boxes. We're probably going to use half of them. Because a lot of things I'm going to be throwing away. This man was like, okay, well, you know, they're gonna wait for you. And I'm like, it's probably gonna take us an hour. It's me, my husband, my brother, my son. I'm like, it's probably gonna take us an hour. And he's like, okay, well, you know, try to give them a tip. And I'm like, yeah, I got you. I mean, when they said they were done within 1 hour, I was like, oh, I gotta get. And he was like, try to give us a good review. And I'm like, when he called me and said they were done within 1 hour, I said to myself, oh, I gotta give them a 5-star review. Like, they are the GOAT. Granted, it says remove all items from like the dressers and stuff. I don't even have dressers. Like, my Airbnb was like very minimal. I didn't have a whole bunch of stuff sitting there. So as soon as he hang up, someone else called me. Hey, I'm the manager. I'm like, I just spoke to someone else from your company. Can you... He's like, what's going on? What's going on? My people are waiting. I'm like, I just spoke to someone from your company. Can you talk to him? Because every time y'all call me, I'm stopping what I'm doing to talk to y'all.
He's like, no, I spoke to him. Like, I'm the manager, so we can't do none of that. There's a $200 waiting fee. They've been waiting for an hour. I said, sir, in your contract, you told me 5 to 6 hours. He's like, well, they're gonna take the stuff and you just meet us at the storage facility. On the phone with this guy, the truck actually leaves. I'm like, he's like, only the items on the contract. And I'm looking at the messages, I'm like, I specifically asked you right here, are you gonna help me pack the items? And you said you can do that for an additional fee. And I said, okay, that's okay, I'll pack it myself, but the boxes go in your truck. Like, where am I putting these boxes? Like, these curtain rods, these long ass mirrors, like, where am I putting these items? And these air conditioners. And I even said, I'm not there now, but I'll message you what I can remember by memory. Yeah. This man left. He's like, we're not coming back, we're at the storage facility. I'm like, okay, well, according to what you're saying, there's 2 rollaway beds that was in the contract. They're here. My husband brought those downstairs. He's like, he's just on the phone, very rude, very disrespectful. He was like, you didn't respect our time, you're disrespectful. Okay, and I said, listen, yeah, I was late. I should have packed the items before you got there, but I'm thinking in my head, I'm doing what I'm doing while your people are disassembling the items. You told me 2 people was coming, 3 people came. They got done in 1 hour. Like, on the contract here, it says 2 people are coming, 5 to 6 hours. They got done in 1 hour. I still got them for 4 more hours. What is your problem? He's rude. This is before my husband got there. He's talking to me all types of ways. I'm like, you're the manager? This is how you talk to your customers? Because that's crazy. So I'm like, I'm not talking to you. You can talk to yourself. I put the phone down. He's like, hello. I'm like, yeah, I'm away from that. I'm like, I'm busy. You keep talking or slowing us down. There's 2 items here. I'm not going to stop what I'm doing to go meet your people at the storage facility. If you could do the job, let me know. If you can't, please just come bring my shit back so I can hire another company. He's getting hostile. My husband comes, he calls again. I wasn't picking up. My husband comes, I gave my husband the phone. So my husband playing. When I say he heard my husband's voice, the bass in this man's voice lowered like 8 volumes. The way he was talking to me was crazy. As soon as he heard another man on the other side of the line, he was put in his place. Then he's going off with my husband. They're going back and forth. He's like, well, we're just gonna leave the items here. We have another job to go to. We're gonna be late for that job. And I'm like, you're lying. So I told my husband, listen, let me just call the cops. So I call the cops. And within that meantime, they come back and I explain everything to the cops. And the cops are like, they just have your shit. And I'm like, they have my stuff. They refuse to bring it. They want me to go pay them at the storage facility with mad boxes here. So they were pissing me off. Y'all, I can't believe it. Can't believe I'm giving it up. Am I emotional? Probably it didn't hit me yet. But when I'm making a $1,500 mortgage payment and $86 is what's going towards my principal, that is a death sentence. That is a mortgage. And let's highlight the word morgue. Morgue. That is a death sentence. So, with that being said, you know, when I got into this unit, Airbnb was a wave. I feel like flipping is the new wave. So, more on that, but I'm out of here. What am I gonna do? Said I've been needing you, wanting you, wondering if you're the same man who's been with you. Is it your heart still mine? I wanna cry sometimes. Y'all, I'm out of here. I miss you. Check, put it in my car. Why? You need that's the keys for it?
I think this is
the keys for the new door. Yeah, so I'm gonna put that in the lockbox so they can get.
for
The old door?
this part of school.
All right, so can we go now?
You want me to bring them in or leave it in?
Nah, that goes in my car. I can take that home. I'm thinking let's put the trash outside and have the trash company just get it from outside because I want to go. I want to enjoy the rest of the Sunday.
So nobody's coming to pick up. Who's supposed to come pick up the trash?
They're gonna, no, I want to put it outside so no one has access inside the house. Everything over here is trash. And then,
What is over here? Is there anything in here?
so this stuff, we could put in the trunk and drop it off at the other house. So I was about to hire a trash removal company to come remove the trash for $100. But we actually removed it ourselves. We were able to, my brother was able to change the lock himself. So only thing is I need to figure out how to remove this Ring camera. My electrician did it. So I might just leave that bitch there. I don't know what to do. Wait, maybe I could just unscrew it, right? Let me see. Maybe I could just unscrew it, maybe. Yeah, actually, yeah. But what about the wires? Like, cause this is like wired into the vibe. I'm not really trying to get electrocuted. And I'm not about to call an electrician. Can we just unscrew this?
What is that?
So it's screwed into the wall.
What is it?
It's a Ring camera. But then there's like wires. So we shouldn't touch it, right? Huh?
So somebody gotta come and do it themselves.
Yeah, I gotta call an electrician. That's mad work. Because I'm really trying to go. It's Sunday. It's like 5 o'clock. I'm trying to enjoy, you know. Bro, I'm tired. I thought this was gonna be easy peasy. Bro, I'm exhausted. But yeah. The movers themselves, I gave them a $100 tip. They were cool. It was their manager that was going off. And as soon as I put my husband on the phone, homeboy voice shrunk. Like, I was trying, where did the bass go? The bass disappeared once my husband matched his energy. It's like, in this business, even though I'm just moving, it's like, it's just reminding me, it's like I'm getting PTSD because I'm about to start, you know, construction and stuff on the other property. And they just love testing a girl. And it's like, I'm trying to not let other people have control of my emotions. But you're not about to just be talking to me any kind of way. Like, I don't know who you think. Like, don't let these Jersey plates fool you. Like, I don't understand. People be choosing violence on a Sunday. Why are you choosing violence on a Sunday? But anyway, my brother's just walking back and forth, and I'm really trying to go at this point. Like, I really want to go. Yeah, because we could low-key get the rest of this stuff a different day. Okay, it's like these things is going to the other Airbnb. And then, what's this water? Fusen, can we go? I'm about to cry. I cry when I'm tired. And he's like, what is he doing? I don't even know what he's doing. And these things don't fit in my car. So it's like I'm about to cry. Final walkthrough. Oh my God. Final walkthrough, guys. I already signed the closing documents. I just have to sign one last document. Guys, you guys been a part of the journey. Oh, they locking shit already. Look at them. Oh. The buyers are so happy to come to their house. You guys, it's the next day. I can't believe it. I'm actually doing this, but y'all, you gotta do what you gotta do. You can't be attached to these houses. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do. I just can't believe this is gonna be my last time walking in the house. Am I gonna cry? No. I feel a little crazy, but I feel better once the check hit my account. I could be a bird. Sometimes I could be a bird. I can act like a bird sometimes. There's nothing wrong with that. We all have an inner bird, okay? Oh my God, y'all. You guys. I forgot to bring a dustpan for that. You guys. Oh my God. They came yesterday. They did a walkthrough at 6:30. Just to make sure. They was trying to get me to leave the living room TV, and I was like, nope. Last time at this property in Trenton. Would I ever buy a property in Trenton again? I don't know.
I think I'll flip a property here, maybe, but y'all, I'm out of here. On my way to my attorney's office. Like I said, a little bittersweet now, but I'll feel better once that money hit. You heard? So, leaving my attorney's office, signed the last document, the deed, over. And the last thing we're waiting for is the payoff request from the mortgage, my lender. And then once I get the HUD document, review those numbers, give my attorney power of attorney to do the closing on my behalf, and that is all that is left. So I'm pissed. It's today's, what the fuck day is today? Today's Thursday. So I sold my property on Monday, guys, and I was supposed to get this video out to y'all yesterday, but I've been a little busy. So I'm gonna edit this and get this out to y'all today. But I'm really, really mad right now because I'm gonna put them on blast. They gonna regret fucking with me. The loan officer, and I did a previous video about loan officers. Y'all, I don't think, the way I'm feeling right now, I don't think I will ever get another mortgage again. I don't think I'll ever get another mortgage again. I'm doing my deals, cash deals. If I can't afford it, I'm not dealing with it. I did a DSCR loan, right? And that's like an investment loan. Interest was high as hell, 7.25, I believe. I go to pay off this property, and I specifically, because I had worked with my lender for like 3 deals. I don't look like a bum. I don't care right now. I specifically worked with my lender for like, with 3 deals. We did 3 deals together over the span of like 3 years. And I specifically asked, like, are there any prepayment penalties? He was like, oh no, no. Why I go to pay off my loan? Let's just do this math together. The loan I inquired, when I did my cash out refinance back in 2022 with my property that I owned outright, because I was trying to do the Burr method, the loan amount was $101,000. Okay, $101,000. So I've been paying that. The loan was May of 2022. So we are now in May of 2024, but my first mortgage payment was like June or July, because you know they take 3 months for escrow. So my first mortgage payment was July, and that month I made like $6,500 on Airbnb. All right, mortgage payment was $1,184. So I've been making these payments for 2 years. I don't remember if it was the end of last year, January. They increased the mortgage payment by $473. I know y'all keep hearing me say this shit, and I know if you go on TikTok and everyone is complaining about taxes just going up crazy. So they increased my mortgage payment so high from $1,184 to $1,657, and I had to put an appeal in because whatever amount went up in escrow, they divided over 12 months. I put an appeal in to get it divided over 24 months. So that brought the payment back down to $1,494. It's never gonna be $1,100 payment anymore, even when I'm done paying whatever I gotta get paid in escrow. So, and then Airbnb started to be dead. Well, not dead, but it was less than what I'm used to. So think about it. You're not getting as much booking, so I'm having to decrease the payments. And then on the other end, your mortgage payment done went up $473 after I did the appeal. So for that first month before the appeal was processed, I paid $1,657, and I'm like, there's no money to be. I'm not in this business to be making a few $100s. So as soon as I saw that, I listed the property. So 2 years go by of making my mortgage payments, not missing out one mortgage payment. Why is it that now that I'm trying to sell this house, the payoff request is $106,000? Why is it more? Why is it not less? I see all these fees, I give them a call. So this house was supposed to sell on April 17th, and my mortgage is due April 23rd. So I didn't pay the mortgage for April. because it was supposed to sell. Then the buyers asked for an additional 2 weeks. So I'm like, okay, it was supposed to now get sold on April 29th. So I'm like, I'm not paying for the month of April because I usually pay April 23rd. I'm not paying for it. So I asked for the payoff request. They sent the payoff request $106,000. I call them. I see prepayment penalty is like over $2,000. I see escrow overdraft is like $1,400. I see something is like $900. So I'm asking the man, what is this? He goes, oh, prepayment penalty. Well, you're on a 3-2-1 plan. So if you sell your loan or pay off your loan within the first year, that's 3%. Within the second year, that's 2% of the loan amount, or within the last 1 year is 1%. So then I'm like, okay, so I got this loan May 17th. So if I would have just waited till like May 18th, you guys would have just took $1,000. But then again, I specifically asked my like lending officer, and they specifically said there's no prepayment penalty on this. Only reason why I went with this specific loan was because at the time I had just returned to work, or I didn't even return to work yet. I returned to work June of 2022, and I was on maternity leave all of 2019. I only worked January and February. So all of 2019, and then 2020 happens, and then 2021 I'm not working. So I returned to work 2022. So when I was trying to get this loan, lenders were like, well, you don't even have past 2 years of income other than the Airbnb. Now, if you're starting a business, they want to see 2 years of the business tax returns before they even qualify it. So I couldn't use any of my Airbnb income, even though I was making $6,000-$7,000 a month. I couldn't use any of that income. They wanted to see W-2 income. Now, at the time, I started this whole real estate while I was on unemployment. I was on furlough, right? And so that doesn't count as income. So none of these banks was trying to mess with me. So that's why I was just doing creative stuff to do what I got to do. That's what pushed me to do the first deal cash in the first place. And then the second deal, so I did this DSCR loan because the way that works is specifically for investors. They only look at the property. They look at what your mortgage payment is going to be, and they look at the comps in the area. If I had a tenant in there, they'll look at the lease. Say I'm leasing the property out for $2,000. The mortgage is $1,100. They just make sure I can afford the mortgage. So if the lease is higher than the mortgage, they give you the loan. Like it's very they simplify things for investors. Now, since this was an Airbnb, I didn't have a lease. They just looked at the comps. They said, okay, well, you can get $1,900 to $2,000 for this property. Your mortgage is going to be $1,100. I paid a property manager to give me a paper because they said the person that's going to be doing the property management has to have at least 2 years experience. Now, I had just started the property managing September of 2021. I'm trying to do this May of 2022. At that point, I did not have 2 years experience. I just hired a property manager, gave him, I think he told me to give him like $400. He fixed up the documents, gave it to me, and I gave it to my lender. My lender was the one that advised me to do all this shit. Like, they be telling you to do shit. It's not really illegal, whatever. So now that I'm going to pay off the loan, y'all say $106,000. So I'm telling him to break these fees down. He's breaking it down. I'm like, is there any appeal that I can do, anything that I can do? He's like, no, you signed these loans when you bought the property. Now, when I did the cash out refinance, I don't know if you guys remember, I'm going to look for the video and put it up here. But that's when I had a notary come to my house and we did the closing documents in my house with the cash out refinance, and they wired the money in my account within an hour. Okay. So I didn't hire a lawyer for that transaction. So now the lawyer's secretary called me. She called the title company, and then she called me back because yesterday, so I got the $106,000 payoff quote on Monday, and then yesterday I got a quote for $108,000 and $523. So they're like, okay, well, you didn't pay for the month of mortgage, the mortgage for the month of April. So now we're tacking that on there with plus additional fees. Plus, if you send this each day that we're not sending that payoff in, it's $21.60 that I'm incurring. So the lady just called me back and she's like, I just talked to the title agency, and this is the lady that owns the title agency, and she said that she's actually suing Face Servicing because they tacked on, you know how like when you buy a property and you have the mortgage company then sells your mortgage to another mortgage company. That's what they do. That's just the business. This is like without you knowing, you just get a letter in the mail like, hey, M&T Bank is no longer your mortgage servicing company. It's whatever. So when I got this, it wasn't Face Servicing. It was somebody else. And then Face Servicing came along, I believe.
So then, so it's like, you don't even have control over this. But Face Servicing added $4,000 fee to the homeowner. So the title agency lady is suing them because of that. And she said they get sued every day. So I'm like, okay. She says, my attorney is out for his daughter's wedding. He's going to be in the office next week. So she said, as soon as he comes back in the office, he's going to call me. We're going to go through the fine print of the paperwork and see if I can sue their ass. Okay? Because how the fuck is, and then, so how is it that the loan was $101,000 and 2 years of me making a payment, and then it's like, once I was just trying to get the funds to go do more deals, and that's what I said in one of my previous videos. It's like, it started becoming keeping up with the Joneses of the doors. You just want to get as much doors as possible in all these damn fees. That's why I don't see these real estate investors with 100 doors, 50 doors, 30 mortgages, 100 mortgages, and like, oh, they live in the best life. No, I don't want all those mortgages attached to me. Since selling this property, when I say I deleted the Airbnb app, I deleted the VRBO app, and I'm free. I'm literally lighter. Seriously, like the mental storage capacity in my head done like freed up so much mental, like I'm getting, my creative bag is coming back in. I'm switching up a lot of stuff. I'm doing work in my basement right now in my house. Like I can actually focus in the house that I live in. But this shit is absurd. And like the banks are the real crooks out here. The banks are the real crooks out here. So y'all watch out. Face Servicing, do not deal with them. DSCR loan, get a lawyer. No matter how small you think the deal is, get a lawyer to read the fine print so that when you ask him the question, prepayment penalty, you're paying him. So he is working in your best interest, in your favor, and he's going to answer that question truthfully. Because this is a conversation I had with my loan officer, and I'm like, hey, do they have prepayment penalty? He was like, no. So now I'm on my way to the bank, because since, you know how you make your mortgage payment? When you make your mortgage payment, it says loan amount, like how much if you do the payoff request. It doesn't show you the exact payoff request, but it just shows you like the remaining balance of your loan was $102,000. And I always thought that was like weird. I'm like, this loan was $101,000. How is it that the motherfucker is increasing and not decreasing? Like we should at least be in $99,000 or something, right? Or $100,000. It's increasing. So my loan officer and title agency saw that amount, and I just sent them like the last mortgage payment. And what they did was they held $104,000 in escrow. So we are yet to send them their money because we were waiting for them to send the payoff request. So even though I got my wire transfer on Monday, so they sent that payoff request Monday for the first amount, and then they sent it to me. I assumed that they sent it to the title agency, but they didn't. So it's not until yesterday the title agency and my attorney emailed me like, hey, you should have got the payoff request. And then yesterday I sent them the first one, and within minutes I get another email that says payoff request update, $108,000. So I sent it to them. And what's infuriating me is that even the title agency is like, I sue these motherfuckers all the time because they do this kind of BS. Banks are crooks. So I'm just like, I'm on my way to the bank, and now I have to wire $4,523 to my title agency to send it to, so they can send the complete, because they have $104,000 there, so they can send the complete $108,000 to the lender. But then they're gonna be expecting the lawsuit for my ass because I'm not gonna get it let up, because that $8,000 could have went to a family member. Like, I'm pissed right now.